boy. How can I rile up the internet today? Hi, it's been a while, and I know what I said in my coming back video about content, but I rewatched a tier list video that I made not very long ago with my brothers, and it made me want to do another one. And of course, you're probably not going to see this until after the first of the year. Anyway, Happy New Year, if that's the case. But regardless, I wanted to come back and try something different. This seems like something small, but there are, if I could show you, there are 450 different titles. So I'm going to do my best to list them in the best way that I know how, given what I have and haven't played throughout my life, what I have and haven't had experience with, and based on my own biases and opinions, I'm going to list these from S tier to F tier, and the ones that I haven't played or don't know, I will put in the haven't played tier, which don't fault me if I've never played your favorite game or don't know about your favorite game. I'm sure that it's something that I could take the time to learn or try out in the future. Anywho, let's go ahead and get started here. Alright, first on our list we have the Super Mario series. Now, if you're familiar with this series, like I am, these titles were mostly out, I think, on the SNES or the NES in the past, a really long time ago. I grew up playing Super Mario World on the Game Boy, which was one of my favorite. Of course, it was the Game Boy port. This game originally came out on either the NES or the SNES. I can't remember. I always get them confused. But this was one of my favorite Game Boy titles of all time, so I'm going to go ahead and put it in A. I'm very biased. The last tier video that I made, I also put the Super Mario series in A tier, if that tells you anything. Alright, next, I guess we'll do Mario Kart. Mario Kart is a solid B tier for me, personally. I get very bored of Mario Kart very, very quickly, but I've been playing Mario Kart since Mario Kart came out on the DS. Mario Kart, if I'm not mistaken, originated, I think, either on the 64 or the NES, or SNES, one of them. It was a very old title. And while I haven't played the originals, I've seen plenty of footage of other people playing it. I know tons of other people who have played it. And honestly, if I had to pick a favorite Mario Kart title, and it's not going to be 8, it's definitely going to be the DS title, because that's what I have the most attachment to. I played it all the time when I was in daycare growing up with my stupid little daycare children friends. I'm very competitive in nature, which ruins the experience for everybody else, unfortunately. It ruins the experience for myself. And I'm going to have to say the same. No, I'm not going to say the same. I'm going to put Mario Party in C tier. I'm going to put Mario Party below Mario Kart, because again, Mario Kart is a lot different from Mario Party in my experience. Obviously, one's racing and one is a turn-based game competition, but Mario Party's earlier titles were a lot better, like 1 through 7. I think 8 is where they started kind of just going into unfamiliar territory or going into uncomfortable territory. It's not that I didn't like 8 at all, because I had 8 growing up. It was on the Wii, but I didn't like it nearly as much as Mario Party 7, which I played on the GameCube extensively. It was one of the biggest GameCube titles that I played in my house. Alright, next up we have Dr. Mario. Dr. Mario, for me, is a solid B tier. I enjoy Dr. Mario. I played the original Dr. Mario. I grew up playing things like Dr. Mario and Tetris, thanks to my dad, and they were always games that I enjoyed, but I haven't played a Dr. Mario title in a really, really, really long time. I think they have an online Battle Royale mode now on the Switch, and I am not interested. I'm just not interested. Battle Royale ruins everything. Mario Tennis! Don't hate me for this. I'm sure the Mario titles, or Mario Tennis titles, are great, but the line of, like, the Mario sports games are not usually my favorite, and if I can be honest, I haven't played most of them. Unless, of course, we get to talking about Super Mario Strikers, and if that's the case, Super Mario Strikers, no, it deserves better. Super Mario Strikers is an S tier. I obsessed over this game, and in fact, I want to do a run of Super Mario Strikers against the bots for the channel eventually, maybe a stream, because I love this game so much. I do. I've spent so much time playing this game. It's a load of fun. It's great with friends. The character matchups, like the character selection, is peak, top tier. It's wonderful. It's great. The arenas that you battle in are also unique and special to me. I think my favorite one has to be, I can't remember the name of it, but it's like super bright, like early midday, and it's all just green and flat. I fucking hated the Donkey Kong one, though. The one that's made of wood. I hated that one. It sucked. It was awful. Super Mario Maker is next. I actually have not... No, I take that back. I have played Mario Maker, and I know enough about Mario Maker to have this opinion. My boyfriend, Caleb, and I played Mario Maker levels together when we ran out of Super Mario games to play at the time, and it was alright. It was okay. I think I'm gonna put it it's either a B or a C tier for me, and I can't decide if I want to put it in B or C. And maybe if I were younger, I would rate it higher because kids fucking love Mario Maker, but I'm gonna rate it as an adult. I'm gonna rate it as a C. Super Mario Sluggers. I have not played Super Mario Sluggers, although I love baseball. I enjoy baseball greatly. I've not played any of the Super Mario Sluggers titles. Growing up, I wasn't really interested in sports. It wasn't until I became an adult and sat down and started watching baseball on the good old telly, you know how it is, that I enjoyed baseball. But I did grow up to enjoy baseball a lot, and I don't mind going back and playing Super Mario Sluggers. I think it'd be interesting, especially with my partner in crime, Nathan, because he is a much bigger baseball super fan than I am. Mario Sports Mix. I've never played any of the Mario Sports Mix games, but I assume it's all sports-based, and again, I'm not super duper into sports ball, except baseball. Paper Mario. Now, which Paper Mario are we talking about here? The original was iconic. The original was very iconic and was the start of a legendary series. But I am accustomed to Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. I played a little bit of Sticker Star, and I'm so excited for the Thousand Year Door remaster or remake or whatever, the port for Switch to come out. I'm absolutely going to get it. I'm going to play it. I would love to play it for the channel. For the sake of Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door and how iconic the very first Paper Mario was, I'm going to put it in A tier. I had a lot of fun playing The Thousand Year Door. I've never beat it. I would like to. Moving on. The Mario and Luigi series. This one's a little weird because I grew up playing Superstar Saga. I had a chance to play the Bowser's Inside Story, and then I went and traded it for something else, and it was one of the worst mistakes of my life. But I did enjoy Superstar Saga. My brothers really enjoyed Dream Team, so I'm gonna put it in A for that sake. Mario Golf. A. Solid A tier. Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the GameCube was fucking peak Mario Golf. Can you tell I was a GameCube child? Because I was absolutely a GameCube child. I've had so much fun playing Mario Golf Toadstool Tour in my years of existence on this planet, and that's a game that I could never grow tired of. I bought the newer Mario Golf, and I haven't played it all that much, but I would like to. I need to go back and play it. I have so many games that I've bought and haven't touched for my Switch, and I need to just give them a shot, and one of those is the newest Mario Golf. Luigi's Mansion is S tier. Don't at me. Do not challenge me. I don't care. You're just wrong. You're just wrong. Anything less than S for Luigi's Mansion is just wrong. And the only reason why it wasn't S in the last one that we did was because we were reserving the S tiers in each individual. There were 3 of us. We reserved S tier for each individual personal favorite. Now there's 450 of these just about, and I'm doing this myself, so I'm gonna abuse the S tier as much as I can. Luigi's Mansion was so unique and so creative, and it's kind of interesting to me how it was almost a Nintendo 64 title. I would have enjoyed seeing how that would have looked on a Nintendo 64. It's very, very weird to think about. But I remember once I found out what Tataka's song was, the infamous musical Easter egg in Nintendo games. I played through Luigi's Mansion with my siblings and my dad, and we got to the moment. It's on the control screen at the very beginning, and I said, now wait a minute, we're gonna sit here and we're gonna wait. We cannot do anything. And then Tataka's song played, and I was like, he did the thing, he did the thing! And no one liked it as much as I did, so. Anyway, moving on. Captain Toad. That game is cute, but it's not for me, personally. But I have incredibly younger siblings who played Treasure Tracker, so I'm gonna put it in D. I didn't like it, really. It's not for me. It's Mario for younger kids, as if Mario wasn't already for younger kids. This one is very interesting. I haven't thought about these titles in a very long time. Super Princess Peach. And I've seen where Peach is getting another title, and it's supposedly geared towards, like, younger kids, the same way that Captain Toad was. But I never got a chance to play the Super Princess Peach games. They're very iconic. I've wanted to go back and play the Super Princess Peach. I think it was on the DS. Either the Game Boy or the DS. No tea, no hate, no shade. Princess Peach games, iconic. I just haven't played them. Donkey Kong. My brothers love Donkey Kong. Well, I take that back. My one brother, Landon, he loves Donkey Kong because he's obsessed with monkeys. And this was his S tier. One of my favorite NES games growing up was Donkey Kong Jr. Back in the day when we couldn't go out to the arcade because I live in fucking West Virginia and there's not shit here to do. My dad would pirate old NES, SNES, and arcade games. and I would play them on my computer, and I spent a lot of good time on Donkey Kong Jr. Never did beat it, though. There's tons of other Donkey Kong titles, like Donkey Kong Country especially is the first one that comes to mind. It was that in and of itself, like, was a fan favorite. That game was a smash hit, universally loved, very iconic. It set the scene for tons of other Donkey Kong appearances to come. I'm going to put it in C for me, if we're talking Donkey Kong Country. But if it was like Donkey Kong Jr. specifically, I would absolutely rate that an A. Diddy Kong Racing? No, we're not going to talk about it. We're just not going to talk about it. Donkey Konga. I'm a humongous fan of rhythm games. Very, very, very big fan of rhythm games. So, like, I'm talking things like Clone Hero, Rhythm Heaven, stuff like that. But I never got a chance to play Donkey Konga. So, which is unfortunate because I've always wanted to. But trying to find Donkey Konga controllers around here is a little hard. It's a little hard. Donkey Kong Barrel Blast. Never played it. I didn't even know that was like a franchise or a series. Mario and Donkey Kong. Never played it. But it was very popular when the first one started coming out. I can't remember which console they started coming out, but it is a very universally loved game series. Yoshi. Sorry, I'm a Yoshi apologist. I'll be sucking on that Yoshi dick until the day I die, kissing on that Yoshi ass until I perish. Yoshi, I'm a very big diehard Yoshi fan. Yoshi's Island is one of my favorite games on the planet. It's very top tier. I never got to play Yoshi's Touch and Go, and I always wanted to. I have Yoshi's Cookie. I have Yoshi's Story. I've played both of them. They're very fun. I have Yoshi's Woolly World. Also very fun. I need to go back and beat that as well. I've gotten very far. I'm trying to 100% the game. Anyway, diehard Yoshi fan, obvious S tier. Yoshi is the superior Nintendo character. Wario Land. I haven't played a Wario Land game in a very long time. Jesus, it's been over a decade, well over a decade. I didn't care for Wario Land nearly as much as I did for WarioWare, so I'm gonna put that in like an E. But if we're talking WarioWare, we're gonna put that in a C. I've played a couple different WarioWare titles. More specifically, the one that I liked the most was the one that came out on the GameCube a long time ago, back when video game rentals were a thing at your local movie store, you know, DVD store or DVD rental place. It was very fun. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But it didn't, like, the newer WarioWare titles don't measure up. They don't even come close. Legend of Zelda. I'm gonna have to quote my younger brother Landon on this one. It's something that I agree with. I'm not the biggest fan of Legend of Zelda, and I'm not trying to discredit its legacy. I'm gonna rate it higher, actually, than my opinion, just based on its legacy alone, because the Zelda games are iconic. The one Zelda game I have always wanted to play, and I have it on the Nintendo 64, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's Ocarina of Time. It's either that or Majora's Mask, one of the two. And I want to go back and I want to play it. Despite my opinion, I would have rated Zelda at a D, if I'm being honest, but I can't ignore its legacy, so I'm gonna put it in B. Link's Crossbow Training. I've never fucking heard of this. When did this come out? We're gonna put that in haven't played. Warriors. I've never heard of that. Never played it. Metroid. Solid D. It's Mega Man without trying to be Mega Man. They're essentially the same thing, just in different places. So, and on top of that, it's hard for me to enjoy Mega Man, and because of that, it's harder for me to enjoy things like Metroid, unfortunately. Samus, though, slays. Okay, Metroid Prime Pinball. Never heard of it. I didn't know Metroid Prime had pinball. Kirby, iconic. Kirby's Epic Yarn sold it for me. I said that back in the day, and I mean it now. Kirby is iconic. Now, there was an older Kirby game that came out on the SNES, was it? I'm pretty sure. I did have a chance to play that through Kirby's Epic Yarn's, like, extras. Either that or no, it was a Wii title that compiled a bunch of Kirby games, and those were pretty good. I enjoy those thoroughly. Kirby is an icon. However, I've never heard of Kirby Air Ride. I didn't know that was a thing. Controversial opinion, I suppose. Star Fox did not really enjoy. I've played the 64 version. I played the largely disappointing GameCube title. Not my favorite. Not my favorite at all. I think I'm gonna give it another try, however, because I believe they're ported to the Switch now. And with the motion controls, I wonder how they're gonna do with that, or if they've enabled motion controls for Star Fox. That'd be really cool. Pokemon A. I'm not gonna list it in S necessarily, because a lot of the newer Pokemon games feel a little rushed. in my opinion. They're just kind of pumping out titles without patching them, and I don't think that's fair to the player base who's been loyal for over 20 years now. Not to mention the whole, like, I could go into a whole spiel about the monetization and the DLCs and stuff, the way that stuff works in the Pokemon universe now. I'm not very happy with the newer Mario, oh my god, the newer Pokemon titles myself. But overall, Pokemon as a series is something that I cling to as a very nice memory from my childhood. So we're gonna rate it at an A. I can't go without my Pokemon. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon was a solid B. I've only ever played, I think, 1 or 2, and even then I never beat them. I'll have to go back and beat them. I mean, you play as your Pokemon. I mean, what else could you ask for? That's peak, that's top tier. I only rate it below B because they were not nearly as popular as the mainline Pokemon series. Pokemon Stadium goes right below Mystery Dungeon. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I still have my GameCube copy of Pokemon Stadium, and I have another Pokemon GameCube game that I haven't beaten yet, and I need to go back and beat. But I have played Pokemon Stadium. It was a little harder for me to understand, a little harder for me to get the gist of it, but it's neat to see Pokemon in that light long before things like the DS, and, you know, because before Stadium, I was playing Game Boy Pokemon titles, you know, Game Boy Color Pokemon titles, that kind of thing. And so it was a change of pace, and I enjoyed it, but it was a little difficult to pick up on the mechanics. The new Pokemon Snap in comparison to the old Pokemon Snap, this is a little weird. I've put, I think, 8 to 16 hours into the new Pokemon Snap, and it's definitely not the same as the old Pokemon Snap. I feel like it's a lot easier, a lot less complex. It's not nearly as slow. It's definitely more eye-catching. It's a lot of eye candy. I've had a lot of fun with it, but I'm gonna rate it at a C because there's no way that it measures up to the mainline Pokemon series or Mystery Dungeon. Pokemon Go, I am embarrassed to admit that I still play Pokemon Go in a way, but I have a lot of great friends around here that play it with me. But I have a lot of fun playing Pokemon Go still, and it's, I'll have to put it at C at best, again, because there's no way it even comes close to the mainline Pokemon series. Detective Pikachu, let's be honest. Movie was mid, games mid, D tier. I'm sorry to disappoint you, fucking Ryan Reynolds Pikachu. Mother, I haven't played any of the Mother series. I would like to go back and play them. Mother, for those who don't know, is just Earthbound. It's Earthbound. It's Ness and Lucas, you know what I mean? I've never played them, but as someone who loves Undertale, and Undertale took heavy inspiration from Mother as an RPG, I would like to go back and try it. F-Zero. That's a solid E for me. I'm not big on racing games, period. I don't really like Captain Falcon, if I'm being honest. I never got into the F-Zero games. I know of them, and I've played a little bit of them, and I don't favor them. Ice Climber, that's refreshing. I've never played any of the Ice Climber games. I know of the Ice Climbers, but I've never played them. Let's see. Fire Emblem, no, not a zilch, no, sorry. I'm gonna piss off all the nerds, but Fire Emblem as a series, far too long, just not interesting. I can't get attached to any of the characters. The story is too much. I'm not doing that shit. I'm sorry. Fire Emblem is... I'm not gonna sit here and say it sucks or is a bad game necessarily, but I don't like it. Kid Icarus, also just not my taste, not my thing. Young kids will know Kid Icarus from Smash because fucking Icarus and Palutena, they're in Smash Brothers. But Kid Icarus was a game that came out a long time ago. I've only ever had a chance to play it once, and I E-worded it. If you catch my drift, I'm wording this specifically so Nintendo doesn't fucking sue me. It's not the best game I've ever played. It's not the easiest game I've ever played, definitely. Actually, it's pretty difficult for a kid's game, so it goes in F. Pikmin, I haven't spent a whole lot of time playing Pikmin, but it's a cute little game. It's a very cute little game. I'll put it in C. It's not bad. It's not bad. Animal Crossing, honestly, B tier. I'm almost half tempted to change that to A tier, just because of its legacy. I'm pretty sure Animal Crossing was a 64 title originally in Japan. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to spread misinformation. I'd played the GameCube title. I played the Amiibo Festival, which I didn't like nearly as much. Honestly, it's a lot different. But I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in the original Animal Crossing, and I have the Happy Home DLC, or sorry, the Switch version of Animal Crossing, and I have the Happy Home DLC, and I really enjoy the Happy Home DLC. I like the direction they went with it. Sucks that they're not getting any new updates. I love that game. Punch Out. Now, if we're talking Super Punch-Out, I really enjoyed Super Punch-Out. If we're talking Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, one of the hardest fucking games I've ever played in my life. Overall, I like a good challenge, and this game is challenging enough. I'll put it in C tier, especially with Super Punch-Out. With Super Punch-Out, there's, like, laughs to be had all around, no matter what. Even if you're mad at the game, there's so much... There's a good time to have anyways, even if you're competitive like me. Xenoblade Chronicles F. Not discussing it. We're not going to talk about it. Duck Hunt. I didn't expect to see on this list. I'm going to put that at a solid B tier. I also E-worded this game as a child, and it was a little difficult. I would have liked to have gotten a chance to play it with the Zapper on the NES like God intended, but unfortunately I did not grow up in a NES household. I grew up in a PlayStation household. But Duck Hunt is iconic. I've always liked it. I like to hunt. I like to fish. The dog is super cute, super funny. Splatoon. Now I'm gonna piss a lot of people off with this. Splatoon's mid. The first game was alright. I liked the story. The second game came out, the story was mid as hell. I didn't like the motion controls in it. I've never played the third one as a result. It kind of ruined it for me. But I have a lot of friends who play Splatoon, and they enjoy it. It's just not for me. I played it and didn't have the greatest time. I played ranked, even if it puts it into perspective for you, when I played Splatoon. So, it's a C tier for me. I do like a lot of the ARGs on YouTube that are out right now, and if that's something you guys would like to see me discuss on my channel, then let me know. ARMS. I've always wanted to play ARMS, but I've never played it. I've heard really good things about it. It seems like a lot of fun. It also seems very challenging. Wait, no, I have played ARMS. It's been a long time ago, though. I'm gonna leave it and haven't played for the, just sake of fairness. Rhythm Heaven is an S tier. I grew up playing Rhythm Heaven on the DS. They had a Wii title that came out a couple years, I think, after that. And I also really enjoy the sequel. It's a lot of fun. I don't like it nearly as much as I like the original. It's so much fun. I love Rhythm Heaven. I would die for Rhythm Heaven. If I had to pick a favorite minigame from Rhythm Heaven like a favorite memory that I could share, as I'm placing this in S tier, I don't know. I don't think I have a favorite. The remixes are very cute, though. I lied. I do have a favorite. It's the birds. The bird boot camp. Flap your wing. ... Or something. Stretch out your neck. That one. Yes. Y'all will know what I'm talking about. I don't remember them by name. It's been that long. But I love those minigames. Chibi Robo. I've never played any of the Chibi Robo games, but I've heard great things about them. People really like Chibi Robo. They say it's a very cute game. Excite Bike. That's a title I haven't heard in a very long time. I've only ever played Excite Bike once or twice. I was maybe 6 or 7 years old. But it's pretty straightforward. The mechanics, as a child, were a little difficult to remember how to do. I wasn't ever very good at it. But it's a cute little game. I'll put it in C. Balloon Fight. I didn't play any of the original Balloon Fights. But I did play, like, the Flash versions of them. I like tower defense games and stuff like that, so I might be thinking of Balloon Fight. I'm gonna put... it gets boring after a while. You do the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. Nothing unique happens. Golden Sun, never heard of it. Advance Wars, never heard of it. Pilot Wings, never heard of it. Give me something good here. Like, this is good. Game & Watch. Now, Game & Watch came out long before I was ever even thought of. Game & Watch has been around for a very long time. He's not just a playable character in your Super Smash Brothers, you know? They were very simple, very straightforward little games. I'll put it in C tier. Because I can't put Excite Bike and not put Game & Watch in there. You know what I mean? Snipper Clips. I've heard a lot of funny things about Snipper Clips. It's a multiplayer game. It's like collaborative, not like against. I've never played it though. I would like to play it. Now what is this? Brain Age! I'm not gonna put it in S, but my sister and I love Brain Age. We had the DS titles, and it was like a diary to us. We did our Brain Ages every day for years, and we compared stats, and we competed against each other and played with each other with it. Brain Age is so fun. I love Brain Age. Shout out to Katie. Mwah. Now, what the fuck do y'all know about Nintendogs? What y'all know about Nintendogs? How many of y'all have left your Nintendogs to die like I did? Honestly, Nintendogs, I thought about straight up just emulating on my free time because I loved it so much as a kid. I had all of the titles except for one, and I think it was Dalmatian and Friends. And I tried so hard, like I was going on game FAQs and IGN trying to unlock every dog species in the game. I had an action replay at one point just to try and unlock every game in the series on one cartridge, and it's just not possible. But I've had a lot of fun playing Nintendogs. I have a very fond attachment to Nintendogs. What is this? Art Academy? Okay, period. So, I'm a little artsy-fartsy myself, and I was definitely a lot more artsy-fartsy in school, so the Art Academy games were really fun for me. I remember the DS had, like, a Colors 3D thing. I know that's not Art Academy, but they had, like, a Colors 3D app, and I would go on there and post paintings that I would do all the time. It was a lot of fun. I like artsy games. Artsy and music games are some of my favorites to play. Super Smash Brothers is solid S tier, rather. It's a game lineage that has stayed with me since I was practically born. I have a lot of knowledge about Super Smash Brothers, a lot of fun memories. I'm a Yoshi main nowadays. If it's not Yoshi, then either Lucario or Bowser. I used to compete in a fantasy league, a fantasy Super Smash Brothers league on some Yoshi forum, some Yoshi fan forum, with a bunch of strangers that I've never met. I was in a Brawl League. The Miis were super fun to play, but does it deserve A tier? I'm gonna put it in B. Miis were very fun, and you could practically make anybody you fucking wanted to. Anybody on the face of the planet. You could download or put in codes to get whatever Mii you wanted on the Wii. It was very fun. I enjoyed it. Okay, so this one's a little more complicated because it's Wii Sports, but it's also Wii Fit and Wii Party. I've never played Wii Party. I'm a fat ass. I don't do Wii Fit. I don't exercise, girl. Wii Sports, though. Wii Sports. I still have my disc to my original Wii that had the very first version of Wii Sports on it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore, or not very well, at least to my knowledge, but I've spent a lot of time playing Wii Baseball and Wii Boxing, so I'm gonna put that in a solid A tier. I have a lot of fond memories of that. Nintendo Land. I've never played Nintendo Land. 1-2 Switch. I've never played 1-2 Switch. Nintendo Labo. Labo was a very interesting concept for kids, especially. My brothers loved their Nintendo Labo stuff. They had a bunch of fucking pieces of cardboard laying around everywhere, but they had a lot of fun. But I've never personally played it. And honestly, props to Nintendo for even thinking of something cool like that. It's very... What's the word that I'm looking for, other than interesting? Like, intuitive. You know, it's very forward-thinking. Clubhouse, a solid A tier. I love the Clubhouse games. I play it all the time, even by myself. I'm trying to collect all of the medals and, like, beat all of the hardest bots in all of the games. But I'm not very good at, like, tabletop or board games, card games, stuff like that. So, I'm trying my best, though. Astral Chain. I have heard of Astral Chain, but I've never played any of them. What is this? The Wonderful 101? What is that? I've never heard of the Wonderful 101, if that's what it's called. I can't really read the icon all that much. Bayonetta. No. I have no interest in playing Bayonetta. Never. I don't understand the dick riding for Bayonetta either. I really don't. Sonic the Hedgehog series. So this is probably gonna be controversial because we've dealt with a lot of Mario, obviously, a lot of Nintendo IP, but Sonic the Hedgehog gets repetitive and kind of boring after a while, you know. The very first Sonic that came out with, like, Green Hill Zone and everything, that was, you know, that's the start of a legacy right there. You know, you can't just... I'm sorry, my brothers are screaming. Anyway, you can't discredit that because the first Sonic game was very unique to its IP. But as time has went on, I'm sure you've seen Sonic 06. It just gets worse and worse and harder to defend, in my opinion. Harder to play, in my opinion. Sonic Racing. I have played some of the Sonic Racing titles, especially in school. Doesn't even compare to Sonic as an IP, like the mainline IP. Not happening. Sonic Riders. Do we really want to put that in the same tier as Sonic Racing? But I don't like Riders either. But it's not worse than Sonic Racing. I'm gonna put Sonic One moment.
2 hours later.
Sorry, I was rudely interrupted by a child. Anyway, I'm putting Sonic Riders in E. There's nothing I can do because I'm not tiering up either of those games. They are both bad, but they're different levels of bad. But I can't discern which one is worse than the other. Sonic Boom! Now that's a title that I can confidently say sucked. And I'm not just talking storyline, I'm not talking design, I'm not talking like popularity. I'm not talking legacy. When the first Sonic Boom was announced, it was so hard to play and so glitchy and just not fun. It made it not fun. It made it not fun. It's not happening. Sonic Boom was hugely F tier. Okay, Sonic Storybook series. Never played it. I didn't even know that was a real thing. Sonic Spinball. Riley's gonna hate me for this. I've never played that either. Sonic Battle. Never played it. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games. I know what I said about Mario sports games. I know I said about sports games, period. But Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games, the very first one that was out on the Wii, slapped! It slapped! Do not come for me for that. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games on the Wii was a smash success, and it deserved to be. It was so much fun. I loved that shit. It was so balanced. Puyo Puyo. I'm a Tetris diehard fan. I'm a Tetris dick rider. So I've played Puyo Puyo thinking it would be anything similar to Tetris, but it's not, and if anything, it's kind of harder to play. But it's fun, it's entertaining, it keeps you on your toes. And, I mean, I'd be lying to you if I didn't think it was a fun game to play. So, but do I really want to put it in... I'll put it in B with Dr. Mario, if that will make sense. Now, I know of this game, the, Knights something. This was a Sega game. I've never personally played it, but I understand also that it probably wasn't all that popular anyways to begin with. To the point where, like, they've made, like, little Easter eggs in other Sega games just to get you to try their levels because no one was playing it. Super Monkey Ball. I had Super Monkey Ball 2 on the GameCube. And I also had a Super Monkey title either on the Game Boy. It was the Game Boy. I remember it was the Game Boy. And I've had so much fun playing Super Monkey Ball. I played the pool mini game with my dad in Super Monkey Ball 2 for hours and hours and hours. And my sister and I played the mini game where you're flying through the air and you have to land on the target and you get points and stuff. So much fun, so much fun. Jet Set Radio, very popular game, very excited fan base. I have to be careful with this one. I've never played it. And as much as I like rhythm games, and I like Tony Hawk stuff too, if it makes any sense. Music games, rhythm games, skating games, stuff like that. I would like to try Jet Set Radio, but I've never played it. Crazy Taxi, never played it. Never played it. Streets of Rage, also never played it. Sorry, that's probably a big one too. Alex Kidd, never heard of it. Golden Axe, never heard of it. Outrun, never heard of it. My god, I'm gonna catch so much flack for this. The Yakuza games, I am familiar with the Yakuza games, but I've never played any of them, but I've heard they were very good. So, if I don't give it a try, I encourage you to give it a try. I've heard they were very fun, very entertaining, and the storyline itself is pretty good from what I hear. What is this? Shenmue. Again, I'm gonna echo what I said about Yakuza. I've never played it, but I've heard the Shenmue games were fun, by people who thoroughly enjoy the Shenmue games. Phantasy Star, never heard of it. Daytona, no. I don't do the whole racing NASCAR. Raise hell, praise Dell, though. Now, what is this? I can't read that logo. I don't know what it is. Samba de Amigo. Samba de Amigo. I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's a fun game, but I've never heard of it. Panzer Dragon. I have heard of Panzer Dragon, but I've never played it. Space Channel 5. I've never heard of that either. It's just a little strange. House of the Dead, never played it. Heard of it, though. Skies of Arcadia, heard of it. Never played it. Billy Hatcher, the Billy Hatcher games. I don't know if there's multiple. Never really played it, I don't think. That one's tough. Football... Girl, bye. Get out. So long, sayonara. Choo Choo Rocket, never heard of it. This is gonna be humongous. If there's 450 titles, this tier is going to be fat. It's going to be fat. Fantasy Zone, never heard of it. Oh my god. Bonanza Bros, never heard of it. Shin Megami Tensei, heard of it, never played it. Persona 5, heard very good things about Persona as a series, not just Persona 5. Never heard of it. I've always wanted to play the Catherine games, and I've never played it. I've never played any of it. I remember when the Catherine games first dropped on the PlayStation, I think it was PlayStation 3, was it? And I'm not even gonna lie to you, my boy. I was never allowed to play stuff like this. So I'm missing out on a lot. Disney games are usually a no-no for me. I've never played them. Alien Isolation, never played it. Heard a lot about it. I'm a quivering vagina. I can't do a lot of horror games, and I try really hard to stray away from horror games on my channel because I will embarrass myself. I'm not doing it. Project Diva. I have heard of Project Diva. I've just never played it. Mega Man as a mainline title. Oh, wait, no, they have other Mega Man games in here. Now, mainline Mega Man is hard for me to get into Mega Man the same way it is hard for me to get into Metroid. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Mega Man wasn't the start of something new, something fresh. If it wasn't for, like, we wouldn't have Metroid, rather, if we didn't have Mega Man. And Mega Man is really important in gaming history, so. Although, Mega Man X, I've never played Mega Man X. I've never played Mega Man Legends. I don't really like Mega Man. I'm sorry. I've never heard of that Mega Man title. What is that? Battle something. Mega Man Star Force. Again, I've never heard of it. Street Fighter. Street Fighter is a solid B for me. I'm much more of a Tekken guy, but Street Fighter is also really fun. I also play a lot of Mortal Kombat. Resident Evil. I like horror movies. Horror games so much though, but I have a fondness to Resident Evil 2. I believe that came out on the PlayStation 2. A lot of fondness playing this with my dad. I'm gonna rate it at a C, just because I'm a pussy. Monster Hunter. Poe is gonna see this. My friend Almost Poetic. She's gonna see this. I'm sorry. I tried to give Monster Hunter a try. I really don't like it. I just can't do it. Devil May Cry. It's been a really long time since I've played Devil May Cry, but I have some fondness playing this with my cousin. I'm gonna put it right there next to Resident Evil. Ace Attorney. I have always wanted to try the Ace Attorney games. I'm not really that much of a sleuth. I'm very empty-headed. I don't have any spatial or like contextual awareness, but I am willing to give it a try. I've always wanted to. Ghosts and Goblins. I've played Ghosts and Goblins. It's not fun. It's really not fun. Either it didn't age very well, or it's because I played it on the Switch. I don't know. I couldn't. Dead Rising. Dead Rising is a blast, but ultimately it's not a great game. It's not. Okami though. Okami. Don't at me. Do not at me. Okami Slade. Okami Slade. It was one of my favorite Wii titles when I was growing up with my Wii. I loved Okami. Okami's storyline is so good. Please play it if you haven't. Darkstalkers? Never heard of it. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Final Fight? Don't know what that is. What is that? It's not Earthworm Joe. I don't know what that is. Captains, or is that Captain Commando. Okay. I know what Captain Commando is, but I've never played it. Dino Crisis, never heard of it. Marvel vs. Capcom. No, I don't do Marvel. I don't do Marvel. I don't do DC. I don't do none of that. Although, RIP to Stan Lee, let's be real. I mean, his legacy is iconic. Disney's DuckTales? No. Disney was not for me. Pac-Man. Yes. A tier. And I know it's originally a piddly little arcade game, but I've spent hours and hours and hours playing Pac-Man, Mrs. Pac-Man, Pac-Man 2, Pac-Man Championship, stuff like that. I want to play Pac-Man World. I haven't gotten into that yet. My boyfriend Caleb and I are going to try to get our hands on a copy so we can play together, but he and I both really enjoy Pac-Man. Especially anything that's multiplayer, like co-op Pac-Man. Pac-Land is a game that I haven't heard in a very long time. It's not nearly as good as the original Pac-Man, duh, but I had a lot of fun playing it. It's very different. It's not your mother's Pac-Man, you know what I mean? Pac-Man World, there it is. I've never played it, but I would like to play it. Tekken. I'm gonna put Tekken at an A, honestly. Tekken 7, was it? Tekken 6 or 7 came out on the PlayStation 3, and I've spent hours laughing with my dad and my sister playing Tekken growing up. It was so much fun. He always played Bob because he was fat. Like, let's be real. Bob is fat, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not fat-shaming Bob. He's very talented and could whip my ass. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend he wouldn't. I usually played King, I think his name was. I can't remember if King is like his actual name, but he had like the jaguar head. And even playing online and stuff, I had all kinds of cool cosmetics for him to make him like super dark colored and like black and red themed. It was really fun. Katamari, I've played none of the Katamari games, none of the Digimon games. Tales of, I don't even know what that is. Soul Calibur sucks. Soul Calibur sucks. That's a controversial opinion. Do not fuck with it. I do not fuck with it. Sorry. Klonoa, Dark Souls, I don't know what Wait, no, I do know what Dark Souls is. I'm a fucking idiot. That's a recent game. No, I don't like games that are hard for the sake of hard. It's one thing to want and appreciate a challenge, but the Dark Souls games are not enjoyable at the difficulties that they sell it to you at. They're just not, even if you like a challenge. Little Nightmares. Okay, period. Little Nightmares is a solid B. The story shook me to my fucking core. Shook me to my core. I don't want to spoil anything, but if you've never played Little Nightmares, I really recommend it. It will tear you to pieces. What is this? Monosaga, is that what that says? These logos make it really hard to read, at least at this size. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Dig Dug, Dig Dug, Dig Dug, Dig Dug, Dig Dug. I know it's an S tier, and I know it's, again, an arcade game, a classic arcade game, but it's one of the best to ever do it. I fucking love Dig Dug. I would die for Dig Dug. It's such a cute little game. Galaga is right up there with Dig Dug 2. I've spent hours and hours and hours playing Galaga. Do you remember when there was like the giant, humongous TV screens, the analog TV screens with the speakers built into the bottom of them, and then they had like a little, like a radio or something built into it, like the controls and stuff? We had one of those, and we had like a plug and play, thing. I can't remember what it was, but it was like Pac-Man. It was Pac-Man arcade box themed, arcade cabinet themed, and it was like a plug and play. So we plugged it into the TV, and I spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours playing Galaga. I fucking love Galaga. Namco Museum. Namco Museum is pretty alright. I'm gonna put that at a B. I like Namco Museum. I like Namco games, really. Ooh, Dragon Ball Z Budokai. I have a lot of fond memories playing Budokai with my cousin Nathan, so I'm sure he will also appreciate this rating. If anything, he'd rate it higher, but the Budokai games slapped. They were very fun, very, very fun. Xenoverse could not ever measure up. That's too nice. Xenoverse could never measure up to Budokai. I played, I think there's one Xenoverse, and then there was a Xenoverse that came after that, if I'm not mistaken. They're both just not the same. Not nearly as fun, not nearly as creative. I didn't like the story in it. That's what I'm thinking of, Dragon Fighter Z. Yeah, they're right there with Xenoverse. I didn't care much for, I didn't care for them at all. This is Naruto. I never played any of the Naruto games. Never played Jump Force. Story of the Sea. I can't read what that is. I don't know what that is. Is that Captain Tsubasa? Is that what that says? Never played it. Some festival at the Disney game. Never played it. Final Fantasy sucks. Final Fantasy is terrible. Oh my god. Even my dad bought one of the Final Fantasy games. It was one that came out on the PlayStation 3 years ago, and he didn't even enjoy it. He said, here, play this. I can't. It sucks. It's terrible. So I said, okay. And I played maybe 3 hours of it, and I was like, this is fucking insufferable. I can't do this. Chocobo. Okay, so that's Final Fantasy as well, but like, dumbed down, I guess. I've never heard of it. Dragon Quest. Not fun. It didn't age very well. Again, it might be where I played it on another platform. Dragon Quest Builders. I know of this game, but I've never played it. Now I'm gonna get some heat for this too, because I've never played any of the Kingdom Hearts games, and I don't want to. I don't like Disney IPs. Disney games are usually pretty bad. I've heard a lot of good things about, what's the new one? Starlight Valley or something like that? My sister really likes that one. Tomb Raider. Now I grew up playing Tomb Raider Legend. But I was also too young to understand like the mechanics and controls, the story, what you're supposed to do. But I'll put it at a C. I'll put it at a C, because even when I was just fucking around having fun, it was fun. The Nier games, never played. Just Cuz, okay, period. Just Cuz was fun. It was very fun. It got me into things like fucking, oh, what is that game series called? Uncharted. Just Cause got me started in Uncharted. Also, Just Cause was made by the same devs that put out The Hunter Call of the Wild, which is like the primary game that I play on this channel. Check out the Hunter playlist. Life is Strange. The first 8 times that I played Life is Strange, I cried every time. I knew exactly what I was gonna do. I even tried doing things differently. No matter what ending I got, it made me cry like a baby. Life is Strange is such a good series. Such a good series. I've only played the first one, but I have Tell Me Why. It's from the same company, and I want to play it for this channel. I want to also play the one that's got the brothers, and I want to play Before the Storm as well. I haven't got a chance to play any of them. Chrono Trigger. I know of Chrono Trigger, but I've never played any of them. Trails of Mana. Never played. Pardon me. Never played any of them. Bravely Default. Never played them. Space Invaders. Now, Space Invaders is kind of one of those, like, ancestors of gaming, period. So it would be disingenuous of me not to rate it high based on that alone. Bubble Bobble! Oh, I loved Bubble Bobble. I really do. But it's not as good as Space Invaders. It's not. Bubble Bobble was a lot of fun growing up, though. The Gex games. I'm gonna put it there with Bubble Bobble. They're in the same category. The Gex games were very fun. Octopath Traveler, never played it. I don't know what that is. No Marvel titles, please. Fuck yes! Super Mario RPG. Obviously A tier, so much fun. Such a cute little game. I loved it. The Metal Gear games, I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't love them. Growing up, I didn't like the Splinter Cell games either, if I can be honest. Stealth games and like mission objective stuff like Metal Gear, oriented the way that Metal Gear does it. Not my favorite. I'm not good at them. I didn't care for it. Castlevania also, the first couple ones didn't really age very well. But I do want to watch the anime. Bomberman, I didn't care for Bomberman really all that much either. But I have much more respect for Metal Gear and Castlevania than I do for Bomberman. Contra, I've never played any of the Contra games, but I'm sure they didn't age very well. Silent Hill. I think it would be disingenuous to rate Silent Hill better than Resident Evil, but it's also, like, the Silent Hill games are iconic. You just can't ignore, like, the grip that it had on the gaming industry when these games were released. You just can't. Dance Dance Revolution, Nikki. My friend Nicole will watch this and hate me forever, but look, do you see this? Do you see this complexion? I can't dance. I can't fucking dance. I can hold a beat. I can hold a rhythm, but I can't dance. Frogger. That's interesting. That's interesting. Haven't played Frogger in a really long time. I'll put it at a C. It was always really frustrating. Q*bert. Oh my god. Me and my dad love Q*bert. We played Q*bert since I was a kid. What is this? Oh, soccer. Nope. The Turtles, the Ninja Turtles. I didn't play any of the Ninja Turtle games. Yu-Gi-Oh! I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Online. Does that count? Does that count? I'll put it in D just because I prefer Pokemon. I just do. I prefer Pokemon. Halo. Okay, period. I'll put Halo at a solid B. Well, hold on a minute. Do we really want to say that mostly Mario is better than Halo? Do we really want to? I know they can't really compete. They're totally different calibers, but do we really want to say that? I don't know. I'll come back to it maybe, because I'm conflicted about that one. Gears of War. I've only ever played Gears of War 3. It's okay. I don't really care for them. Forza. I actually quite like Forza. I know what I've said about racing games, but Forza's fun with friends, but it's not fun by yourself. And I don't usually care for racing games outside of it. No Age of Empires for me, please. Flight Simulator, no ma'am. I never had an Xbox that played Kinect. At least not till I was older and could like genuinely play computer games. Crackdown, I've never played it. Fable, okay. I've played all of the Fable games that I've never beat them. But I think I quite like them. I would like to finish them. Blinks? Is that what that says, Blinks? I've never played any of the Blinks games. Hexic, never heard of it. State of Decay. Everyone loves State of Decay. I don't. I'm sorry, I just don't. I've put in plenty of hours to know. I didn't have a lot of fun with it. Grounded, I've never played it. I would like to. My boyfriend and his siblings love Grounded, though. I've heard very good things about them. Zoo Tycoon. I grew up playing Zoo Tycoon. I'll put it at B, because there's no way Zoo Tycoon is better or equivalent of like Pokemon, Kirby, Mario, and they're definitely not any better like than the Duck Hunt games, the Dr. Mario games, Space Invaders. They're not better. Minecraft, I'm sorry. I'm gonna be that guy. Minecraft is pretty great. It's pretty versatile. It's accessible. It's easy. You know what I mean? And there's so many cool things that you can do with it now. I do not like the monetization thing that they've done with it, though. In-game monetization nowadays just... Again, I could go on a whole tirade about it. I don't like it. Minecraft Dungeons. I guess it's an unpopular opinion. I love Minecraft Dungeons. I've put in hundreds of hours in Minecraft Dungeons. I fucking love that game. It's so cute. I enjoy having one little character that I get to customize and upgrade as I go. My boyfriend and I have completed Minecraft Dungeons in its entirety. It's a lot of fun. I've played it for a long time. Minecraft Earth. I've never heard of that, actually, believe it or not. Cuphead. Again, this is one of those games that's hard for the sake of being hard. I don't like it. Ori Blind Forest. Is that what that says? I don't know, but I've never heard of it. Sunset Overdrive, never played it. Super Lucky's Tale, no ma'am. Never played The Outer Worlds, I'm sorry. Hellblade, never heard of it. Destiny, never played. No, I have played Destiny. I played Destiny with Nathan. I don't really remember it. They put fucking Minesweeper on this, bro. Oh my god. Okay, cool. I've spent a lot of time playing Minesweeper, but I could never win. My dad loves Minesweeper, though. I'm gonna put it at a solid C. It's fine. It's whatever. It's okay. Solitaire. Let's be real. Let's be real. It's not better than Minesweeper. Banjo and Kazooie. Ooh, and Conquer. And Battletoads. Okay, period. Banjo and Kazooie, those games are pretty good. I like them. They're very cute. I like the storyline. I like the nods to the other Rareware games and other older Nintendo games. Conquer is just a dirty little kid's game. That's exactly what it is. It's a dirty kid's game. I'm gonna put it right up there with Banjo and Kazooie. I had a lot of fun playing Conquers. Battletoads. Now, I know of Battletoads, and Battletoads is fun. Battletoads is a cool little game. I've never played it. Killer Instinct, never played it. Although I would like to. The way I like Mortal Kombat, I would like to try Killer Instinct. Perfect Dark! I have my Nintendo 64 cartridge of Perfect Dark somewhere, and it's okay. That's alright. It's perfectly average. It's neither here nor there. Viva Pinata, though. I loved. People are probably gonna be so mad that I put fucking Viva Pinata above Perfect Dark. I never beat the Viva Pinata game on the DS that I had, but I loved Viva Pinata. Never played Sea of Thieves. My boyfriend loved Sea of Thieves. Rare Replay. I've never played the Rare Replay, but it's got a bunch of Rareware games, so I'm sure it's something that I would like to visit and try. GoldenEye. I also have my cartridge of this somewhere, and it's also perfectly average. Again, here nor there. Doom. Okay. I'm gonna put Doom in B. Doom is, and especially like in the era of Wolfenstein and stuff like that, you know what I'm talking about? Those games are games that I really liked on their respective consoles, especially Wolfenstein 64. The Doom games and the Wolfenstein games are some of the most enjoyable games of their period that I played, of their time. Fallout. My depression game was Fallout 3. I've been begged to play Fallout New Vegas, and I want to. I'm not a super diehard fan of Fallout like everybody else in the Fallout scene is, but overall they're pretty all right. They're pretty okay. I'll put it in B, unless you want to talk about Fallout 76. In that case, Fallout 76, as a West Virginian, that was an embarrassment. Like, how did y'all come here to do research and put in all that effort just to come out with that? I'm sorry. Much love. Thank you for representing us. It was bad. The Elder Scrolls. Now, I've never played any other Elder Scrolls game other than Skyrim, unfortunately, and even then, I didn't really like Skyrim. And again, unpopular opinion. I don't fuck with Skyrim. 2 words: frostbite spiders. I hate them. I'm very arachnophobic. I fucking hate frostbite spiders. I always played as a Khajiit, though. Wolfenstein. I fucking love Wolfenstein, especially the modern titles. I enjoyed Wolfenstein quite a bit. I've never played any of the Rage games. I've heard quite a lot about them. Very good things. Not about Rage 2, though. People were pretty mad about Rage 2. Quake 3, I never played it. I'm not playing Starfield. Stop recommending it to me. Stop talking to me about it. I'm tired of hearing about Starfield. Boring game. Skyrim in space. Boom. Go play No Man's Sky. Prey. I know of it. I've never played it. The Evil Within. Okay, period. I've played this game with my mom's wife, believe it or not. We're all gay here. Now, where I would put it on this list, though, I'll put it at a B for her, because she really loves Evil Within. God of War. I've never played any of the God of War titles, but they're very good from what I hear. I've seen gameplay of, I think it's one of the more recent ones that have come out, and I'd want to give it a shot, but I haven't got around to it yet. Uncharted, there it is. Okay, where's Just Cause? Okay, if Just Cause is there, I'm putting Uncharted above it. Little Big Planet. Sorry. What about it? What are you gonna do? Who gonna check me? I have laughed the hardest I've ever laughed in my entire life playing Little Big Planet with my dad. It's so much fun. I've also beaten Little Big Planet with my younger sister. I've beaten all of them, I'm pretty sure, with her. The Last of Us, as a game, it's okay. It's all right. I didn't really grow attached to the characters the way that I thought I would, really. And honestly, the lore of the story is just not one that I'm really interested in. But overall, I mean, it shook up the gaming industry. I'm not going to sit here and pretend it doesn't have a cult following, or that it's not important, you know. Ratchet and Clank, I've never played them. Not going to do Gran Turismo. Never heard of Medieval. Jack and Daxter, heard of them. I've never played them. Always wanted to try the Sly Cooper games. Never heard of Gravity Rush. Don't know what Knack is. Infamous. I played Infamous Second Son, and I greatly enjoyed it. I'm gonna put that at, I don't know if I want to put it in B or C. Is it really better than, no, I'm gonna put it as C. Until Dawn. Okay, period. I want to say I liked Until Dawn better than Infamous. I'll say that. But did I like it more than Mario Party? Or Pokemon Snap or Go? I'm gonna move it down, yeah. Okay. I don't know what that, Ico? I don't know what that is. Shadow of the Colossus, I've never played it. The Last Guardian, never played it. Although, if you haven't played The Last Guardian, you should. I've heard very, 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 very good things about The Last Guardian. I've heard it's very gripping and that it crushes your soul. Horizon Zero Dawn, never played it. I would like to. Never heard of Tearaway. Days Gone, I've heard terrible things about Days Gone. Astrobot Rescue Mission, never heard of it. What is that? Demon Souls, never played it. Fat Princess? That's a game series? Okay. Dreams, never heard of it. Ghost of Tsushima, I've never played it. I would like to. I had a copy of Marvel Spider-Man, and I kept it in its packaging for an entire year before I gave it away. Didn't even fucking open it. I'm not into that. Rayman, never played any of the Rayman games. Assassin's Creed. This is gonna be touchy. I have fond memories playing Assassin's Creed with my cousin Nathan. So I'll put it at C at best. Specifically, I think it was either Black Flag or 3, but I have not played any of the newer ones. Like, oh, what's the one that comes to mind? I'm trying to remember the name of it. Valhalla. That's what it was, Valhalla. Anything past Valhalla I haven't played. Just Dance? I was always laughed at when I played Just Dance. I'm not doing that shit. Tom Clancy. Oh, that's Splinter Cell. So what did I do with Metal Gear? What did I do with Metal Gear? Okay, perfect. They're gonna go right next to Just Dance. The Rabbids games, no ma'am. No ma'am. Mario and Rabbids, never played it. Watch Dogs, it was mid at best. Mid at best. But I liked it a lot more than some of the games that are on our C tier. Far Cry! The first Far Cry game that I ever played was Far Cry 2. And I played that game after my dad played it. And I really enjoyed it. So I might actually go back and play all the Far Cry games for this series. I didn't think about that. Anno. I've never played Anno. The Trials games. Do y'all remember when the Trials games were flash games on Miniclip? Because I do. I played the Trials, ironically, more times than I would like to count. They've always been a lot of fun, but I haven't played any of the newer Trials games at all. But overall, because of my attachment to them in my childhood, I'll put them in a B. Beyond Good and Evil, never heard of it. Prince of Persia, I've not played any of the Prince of Persia games. The Crew, never played The Crew. Hungry Shark, I haven't heard that name in so long. I used to sit on my iPad in class instead of doing my schoolwork. I was playing fucking Hungry Shark. Fuck it, we ball. Brawlhalla, no ma'am. Uno, they put Uno on this list. Obviously, at least a B. Obviously, I will not go any lower. Monopoly Plus. Now, is this the new app that they have out, or is it like the actual video game? I'll put it up here. I like Uno more because I'm competitive and I ruin the Monopoly experience for everyone because I get mad. But I'm putting that up there because I'm talking about the video game, not the fucking stupid app. South Park, The Stick of Truth. I've never played it. I lost interest in South Park a really long time ago, if I'm being honest. I'm just not that guy anymore. I don't do that edgy shit anymore. Crash Bandicoot. The original Crash games were pretty alright. I liked it quite a bit. Spyro. Did I like it more than Crash? I'll put them on the same level. They're pretty much the same game. Call of Duty. Oh god. Okay. Call of Duty is a game series, if there ever was one. They've been making some very, very questionable decisions in the name of capitalism lately, but I'm not gonna discredit the games that I like best. If I had to pick a favorite Call of Duty, it would probably be World at War. If not World at War, then Cold War, if that tells you anything. Not to say that I didn't like Black Ops at all, because I did. I played it extensively, especially the zombies. But I liked the original Nazi zombies better from World at War. I liked the gameplay better in World at War. I didn't like the multiplayer in Black Ops 3. The multiplayer I didn't play in the first or second Black Ops. Advanced Warfare and Infinite Warfare were dog shit. I didn't play Ghosts as a result. I fucking love Cold War though, and I liked World War II, but I didn't like the way they navigated like the game lobbies. I didn't like that at all. Like that third person open world, like you look around and stuff. I didn't like that at all. Overall, my Call of Duty experience wasn't terrible. I also would like to say that my dad played more Call of Duty than I ever did. I mean, he and his buddies called themselves the fucking hacker police, playing the original Modern Warfare 3 and was getting cussed out by people across the ocean for hours at a time. And it was, watching them, I had a lot of fun. And watching them, I learned how to play. You know what I mean? So, I'm not going to discredit that either. Guitar Hero. Now, this is a game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a real game. I'm fascinated with Clone Hero. I like it a lot. But growing up, I played a lot of Guitar Hero, Rock Band. I'm very musically forward. I love music. I eat, breathe, sleep, and shit music, that kind of thing. So when Guitar Hero dropped, I was like, oh my god, we have to get everything for it. We gotta get the microphone, we gotta get the drums, we gotta get the guitars. And that we did. And I played Rock Band for several years. And then Guitar Hero World Tour dropped, and I was playing Guitar Hero World Tour with my cousin Nathan. I played Guitar Hero Aerosmith a lot. That's probably my favorite. Ironically enough, it's my favorite Guitar Hero title. I've played it so much. And then I put Guitar Hero down for a really long time. And then I heard of Clone Hero. And I started playing a lot of Clone Hero. So if that tells you anything about me. I just mostly love rhythm games, excluding Dance Dance Revolution. Guitar Hero is pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. Skylanders, not for me. Not for me. My brothers loved it, though. Fucking Overwatch. This is where I'm gonna get shit, because I hate this dog shit game, and I fucking hate Blizzard. I hate Activision Blizzard so much. They have bastardized this game, and I hate playing it, and I don't have a good time, and it's so hard to like this game. All of the randos that I play with are fucking incompetent. The toxicity from Call of Duty is a completely different breed to the toxicity in Overwatch. Like they're hand in hand, they're sisters. You know what I mean? But it's just so different. I could say so much about this dog shit game, but it's at least a B tier for me. I've been playing since like 2017. I can't. Diablo. Okay. I beat Diablo 3, but it's the only Diablo game that I've ever played. And to put it into perspective, I didn't beat Diablo 3 until maybe 2 or 3 years ago. So, but I liked it pretty good. Did I like it as much as Overwatch? Overwatch is a C now. World of Warcraft. I'm not a virgin. Sorry. StarCraft. Not a virgin, baby. Hearthstone. Now I will say. I played a lot of Hearthstone. Not like years and years and years, but my boyfriend taught me how to play Hearthstone, and I liked it. I liked it. I was never really good at it, though. Heroes of the Storm, never played it. Pitfall, never played it. I was not that girl. I'm sorry, I'm not that kind of gay. I didn't obsess over Candy Crush. Now, I'm a little worried. Because it says Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2, but does that mean all of the Tony Hawk games? Because I have a strange attachment to Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 specifically. It was out on the GameCube. For that sake alone, just for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, I'm gonna put that at a B. But I haven't played any of the other Tony Hawk games. I've never played Ultimate Alliance. Mortal Kombat is up there too. Mortal Kombat's up there too. I might put that in A, actually. But I didn't like it as much as Tekken. Yeah, I'll put it in B then. Okay. Scribblenauts! I fucking love Scribblenauts. Period, bitch. Scribblenauts is so much fun. Batman Arkham? No. I played the Injustice app a lot. It's embarrassing how much time I put into the Injustice app when it was just an iPad game. But overall, I don't really get superheroes. Whatever. No DC Universe for me. No Gotham City Imposters. No Gotham Knights. No Suicide Squad. No... Is that Shadow of Mordor? I've never played it. Lego games. Okay. Lego Star Wars was a staple in my household for a very long time, and for that reason alone, it's going in A tier. The other games are probably not nearly as good, but Lego Star Wars is a different breed. Hitman. Have I played Hitman? I don't think I have. I would like to. Never heard of Midway Arcade. Never heard of Spy Hunter. Never heard of... No, I've heard of Defender. Wait a fucking minute. I've never played it. Rampage. I have a very, 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 very strong fondness for Rampage. Almost to the point where I'm almost half tempted to put it in my S tier. But do I like it more than... Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. That's just... They're good games. The original was. The port on the Wii was fun, but not nearly to the same degree. Never played Paperboys, never played Robotron, Joust, Gauntlet. No, I've played Gauntlet, because there was a port for it on the Switch, and I did not like it. What is that, Super Sprint? I've never played it, although I'm pretty sure I know what that is. Half-Life? Jesus Christ. I played Half-Life 2 and got about halfway through and never beat it, but it was okay. It was alright. But do I like it as much as Overwatch? No. Overwatch is going down. Oh my god. Okay, Portal. Portal is one of my all-time favorite games of all time. You should know if you've been a long-time subscriber. I fucking love Portal. Team Fortress 2, I don't like it nearly as much as Portal. Or those games. That's fine. That's fine. I don't like the... I have played Counter-Strike. I don't like the energy of Counter-Strike. Left 4 Dead, also another favorite title of mine. These are all games that I really fantasized. Like, these are games that I focused heavy on growing up. Never played Dota 2. I didn't play Plants vs. Zombies until about 2 or 3 years ago, but I liked it pretty alright. It was okay. I enjoyed it a lot. The Sims! Okay. Now, which Sims are we talking about? Because Sims 2 was peak. Sims 2 was peak. Sims 3 was good. Sims 4 gets on my fucking nerves. And for that reason alone, it's going in B tier. But Sims is pretty, like, effectively pretty good. I've never played SimCity. I've wanted to, though. Now, Battlefield gets a C. I'm sorry. The Battlefield games that I have played just don't justify me ranking it any higher. I didn't have a good time. Need for Speed Underground was unmatched. I'm putting Need for Speed in B just because Need for Speed Underground was so much fun. I loved Need for Speed Underground. I don't do FIFA. Madden. I played a little bit of Madden, but it was not enough to know what was going on. So I'll just leave it there. Burnout. I don't think I've played Burnout. Mass Effect. I've never played Mass Effect. Never played Titanfall. Dead Space. Dead Space. The original Dead Space games were fucking amazing. Command and Conquer. Rock Band. Ladies and gentlemen. Fucking love Rock Band. I was hoping I would see it. The SSX games. I remember the Flash game SSX had. There's this site. I can't remember what it is now. I wish I could. I've been thinking about it lately too, and it's killing me. But they had a Flash SSX on it. Mirror's Edge, never played it. The Skate games. Skate games are very funny. Skate is very funny. Spore! Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Don't at me. I fucking love Spore. Peggle, too. Peggle is really fun. I loved Peggle. But I don't like it nearly as much as Spore. Unravel, never played it. A Way Out, I played The Way Out with my boyfriend, and I really enjoyed it. We had a very good time. It broke our hearts. Apex, ugh, no. But do I like it more than Overwatch? No, Apex has to move down. You thought I was gonna move Overwatch this time, didn't you? Fucking yeah, Zuma, bitch. Zuma, I loved Zuma growing up. I never played Syndicate, never played Rocket Arena. What is this? No, my dad loved Battlefront, though. Borderlands. 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 I'm gonna say nothing else about it. Borderlands fucks. I love Borderlands. I didn't love the first BioShock, but I never beat it either. XCOM, never played. I have mixed feelings about this one because I wasn't allowed to play any of the Grand Theft Auto games until I was like 16. But when I do play it, I play it with friends, and it's a really, really good time. I beat the campaign completely by myself. I'll put it at a B. That'll work. Red Dead Redemption. I cried when I beat this game for the first time. I did. I cried when I beat that game for the first time. The very first one. I haven't beat the second one yet, but I want to. I have it. I just haven't played it. Bully. Now, I've heard a lot of cool and funny things about Bully. And I know people are begging for a remaster or a new Bully, and I think a remaster is on its way if it's not out already. But I've never played it. What is this? Ooh, okay. Okay. I like Civ 3 and I like Civ 5. Oh, I've played Civ 6, and Civ 6 is not... It's not the same. It's bad. It's so bad. I like Civ, though. I like Civ a lot. LA Noire is a really cool game. I enjoyed it, but I don't enjoy it nearly as much as I like these. Mafia, have never played. Never played that. I played NBA 2K09 for a hot minute. A very hot minute, but I was never good at it. But do I like it as much as Overwatch? No. Overwatch has got to move down. Never played any of the wrestling games. Never played Dragon City. Never played... What is that? I can't tell what that is. Never played Fatal Fury or Metal Slug. Is that like the Neo Geo games, period? I don't know what that means. Capcom versus SNK. The Witcher. I like The Witcher 3. I do. I really like The Witcher 3. Never played Cyberpunk. Not going to. You can't force me. You will not make me. League of Legends. You cannot and you will not make me play League of Legends. You cannot. You will not. Not happening. Never. Ever, ever. Valorant. No. Although I've been begged. I've been practically begged by others to try it. But I just can't. I don't have it in me. Not after my attachment to Overwatch. Fortnite. I used to be a Fortnite religious hater. I still kind of don't completely like it, but I've had a change of heart, and it's okay. It's all right. The new season's very unforgiving, though. I'll put it at a C. I don't do that Rocket. To say I haven't played it though would be disingenuous. I'll put it in F tier. I don't like Rocket League. Pong. Okay, that's like the grandfather of games right there. But do I like it more than... This is hard. Where do I put this? I'll put it in B. It's very straightforward. There's only like one real thing to do, and sometimes games go on forever. It's easy to get bored of, but to deny its impact on the gaming industry and the history of gaming in general, that's an egregious party foul, you know what I mean? Breakout. Breakout's the same way. It's going right next to Pong. Let's see what we got here. Asteroids, right there next to Pong. Again, these are games that like go on forever and you get bored of easily. It's easy to get frustrated. You do the same thing over and over and over again, you know? But again, to deny its impact on gaming as a whole is pretty fucked up. Centipede is the same way. Centipede is the same way. What is this? Heavy Rain! That's a game I haven't thought about in a really long time. A very, very long time. Heavy Rain was great. Beyond Two Souls. Beyond Two Souls is pretty great too, but I didn't like it nearly as much as I liked Heavy Rain. Detroit Become Human. What, is that it? Detroit? Yeah, that's Detroit Become Human. I don't think I've played that yet. I remember when Disney's Epic Mickey released, and I never played it because it's a Disney title. Disney Infinity never played it. Disney Universe never played it. Club fucking Penguin, bitch! Okay, so if you knew me back in my Club Penguin days, in my Toontown days, I was a notorious hacker, okay? I hacked the shit out of Club Penguin. I was a billionaire, and I could hack my characters so that I could run around as, like, the NPC or event characters that would come into game. Like Rockhopper, the Red Pirate. I used to be Rockhopper all the time, and I used to give people money, and I used to buy everybody clothes and stuff like that, give people clothes and stuff. It was a lot of fun. I religiously loved Club Penguin. Paladins, however, I played Paladins for a really long time before I played Overwatch, and it was not great. But do I like it as much as Overwatch? I think Paladins is actually worse. Paladins, to be fair, Team Fortress came first, and then it was Paladins, and then Overwatch. And Overwatch ripped off Paladins and Team Fortress 2. To be fair, like, let's be honest. Let's be real here. Let's be open. Smite. I have played Smite, and it's not good. It's not great. What is this? Rogue Company? I had Rogue Company for a long time, and nobody wanted to play it with me. Professor Layton. The Professor Layton games I have heard very nice things about. So that's something that I'm interested in. What does this say? Inazuma 11? What happened to the other 10 of them? Nah, not about it, Chief. Yokai Watch. That's more so my brother's speed. Monkey Island? No. Grim Fandango? No. I did play Force Unleashed. Force Unleashed, actually. I'll put it next to Fortnite. I didn't mind it. Sam and Max. I've heard good things about the Sam and Max games as well. Okay, I have a funny story about Clash of Clans, actually. Years and years and years ago, I played Clash of Clans, and I was pretty good at it. But then I got absolutely, like, lambasted, shit on, decimated by a player named Sweglord. 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 And I put it down, and I haven't touched it since. Clash Royale, never heard of it. Brawl Stars, never heard of it. Fruit Ninja was the OG iPad app to have. I'm putting that in A. Fruit Ninja slapped. Jetpack Joyride. I was not a Jetpack Joyride girly. I was not. Tetris goes in A. Or, sorry, not even A. It goes in S. And 2 words. Tetris 89. Tetris is a very, very, very special game. It did wonders for games at the time when it was all just platformers and jumping on people's heads and shooting people. This was just a little cozy game that you could sit down and play, you know what I mean? And it's a game that you don't really have to think long and hard about until way later on. And that's even, like, that's only if you're like a pro Tetris player. So, I enjoy Tetris. My dad and I both love Tetris. Telltale Games, oh my god. A tier, easy. Easy. Now, let's be honest, some of their games are pretty bad. Like, let's talk about the Game of Thrones one they had, or the Batman one they had, or the Borderlands shit that they put out. Telltale Games is an A tier for one reason only, and that's the Telltale's The Walking Dead. That's also a game series that I would like to cover on this channel at some point, because they're just so good. They're so good. The others, though, I'm sorry, they're just not great. Also, what the fuck was up with the Minecraft one that they put out? Angry Birds. I didn't like Angry Birds as much as the other ones up here, so it's gonna go in B, but I did enjoy Angry Birds for a really long time. I have so many fond memories of Ark Survival Evolved with my cousin Nathan. I'm gonna put it in A tier for that reason alone. Outlast, I'm not playing it. The Forest. Controversial opinion, The Forest is dog shit. I didn't like The Forest. I really didn't. PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, I used to play it, and it was okay. For a Battle Royale, it like revolutionized the way that we see gaming nowadays. If it wasn't for PUBG, then we wouldn't have games like Fortnite and Warzone and Apex, stuff like that. But, I mean, you know, but do I like it better than Overwatch? No, they're switching. Battle for Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob. This was the shit. This was honestly the shit. Growing up, I loved Battle for Bikini Bottom. It was so much fun. Agar.io. Those IO games are just not it, girl. I didn't like a lot of them. Most of them, in fact. City Skylines, I've never played. Death Stranding, I've never played Death Stranding. Farming Simulator sucks. If you enjoy Farming Simulator, I would like to know what it's like to not have to take SSRIs. What's it like being a neurotypical with too much time on your hands? The only other people that play Farming Simulator are genuine, like, rural southern people or farmers who have extra time, like, at the end of their day to sit down and relax. And I get that. But most of the player base of Farming Simulator is not that. It's not that. Ninjala, I remember when that game dropped. No Man's Sky. No, sir. If I don't like Starfield, then I don't like No Man's Sky. That is not to say, though, No Man's Sky is objectively better. I'm just gonna say it. No Man's Sky is better. If you're gonna play anything like that, just play No Man's Sky. Starfield's not worth it, bestie. It's not worth the $70. Payday. I played Payday. I played Payday 3. I didn't like it. But did I like it as much as Overwatch? No, it's gonna go down. Well, actually, someone's getting on Overwatch. That might be my sister. Planet Coaster. I've never played that. But if it's anything like a Roller Coaster Tycoon, then I have played Roller Coaster Tycoon. I grew up playing Roblox before, like, I grew up playing Roblox in a way that, like, we didn't have Robux. Robux was not a thing. We had tickets. Tickets was still a thing. And the player base was all of maybe a couple 100,000. You know what I mean? It was very straightforward to the point. Literally everything. You couldn't play anything unless it was an obstacle course or a tycoon. Those were the only two games that existed at the time. Embarrassingly enough, if I check my Roblox account right this minute, it'll probably say 13 or 14 years old. Snake? Snake is iconic. Where's Pong at? Yeah, I'll put it up there with Pong. You can't deny its history or its effect on the gaming industry. VR chat? I don't play VR. We Happy Few? I was very disappointed with We Happy Few, and that's why I've never played it. World of Tanks? I've heard good things about World of Tanks, but I've never played it. Worms, unless you counted it like the Flash games, not really. Control, I've never played Control. I've never played Sekiro. I've played Slither.io, it's just not fun. Crunker, I've heard good things about Crunker. Shovel Knight, no, I'm thinking of the Game Grumps. I've never played it. What is this? Super what, boy? I don't think I've played that. Undertale's not going in S tier because I don't like Undertale nearly as much as I like these games, but Undertale changed my life. It was one of the games that genuinely changed my life. I love Undertale, and I will always be an Undertale fanboy. What does that say? Shantae? Shantae? I don't want to mispronounce that, but I've never heard of it. The Binding of Isaac. Now, I've never played The Binding of Isaac, but I would love to play Binding of Isaac. I love dungeon crawlers. That's fun. Five Nights at Freddy's, it's at least a B tier for me. I'm gonna be honest, the whole series is. But this is just one of those things where the devs make, especially now that Scott Cawthon's out of the picture, the devs make very questionable decisions with the IP. I'm gonna put it in B tier, honestly. My favorite Five Nights at Freddy's game has got to be Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Celeste, I've heard wonderful things about Celeste, but I have not played it. Terraria, I've spent quite an hour in Terraria. I'll put it right there with Five Nights at Freddy's. Cave Story, I've not played Cave Story. Hollow Knight, also both of those games actually are two games that I've heard quite a lot about, and I've just never played them. Untitled Goose Game, I've always wanted to play Untitled Goose Games. Stardew Valley is a game that I've also spent many an hour on. I like it quite a bit. I marry, if I had to pick, and I pick him every time, I pick Shane. I marry Shane. You can do with that information what you will, but it's not going to change my mind. Sebastian fanboys can die mad about it. Anyway, Hat in Time. I've never played it, but I'm also going to catch a lot of flack for that because Poe loves Hat in Time. Very good game. Try it out. You'll like it. Goat Simulator. Oh my god. I played Goat Sim a little bit, and I didn't like it really all that much. But do I like it more than Overwatch? No. They're trading. Gang Beasts. I have laughed till I have cried and peed my pants playing Gang Beasts. Gang Beasts is very fun, but it's really easy to get tired of really fast. Human Fall Flat is... it's the equivalent, essentially. It's very funny, but it gets old very fast. What is this? Fez? I've never played that. Ukulele. No, sir. Not today, Jontron. Not today. Spelunky. Never played Spelunky. I've missed Octodad. I played so much Octodad. Octodad was so good. Move or Die. No, ma'am. Never played it. Ultimate Chicken Horse. I've seen people play it. I have not played it. I had to think for a minute. Super Hot. Never played it. My brother loves it on VR. Give it a shot. I would also like to play Super Hot. Looks very fun. Bendy and the Ink Machine was not for me, bestie. I know Five Nights at Freddy's is pretty high up there, but Bendy was not for me. Battle Block Theater was not for me either. Castle Crashers, not for me. Never played it. Geometry Dash, though. I played Geometry Dash, but I didn't like it all that much. But do I like it as much as Overwatch? No. I'm gonna move it down. Hello Neighbor. Not for me, bestie. Rivals of Ether. Not for me, bestie. Overcooked. Not for me, bestie. Beat Saber. Now, I have played just the tiniest little bit of Beat Saber because I love rhythm games. And it was pretty good. It was pretty alright. But do I like it as much as No. Overwatch didn't bumped up. What is this? Enter the Gungeon? I don't like that name. I've never heard of it. Broforce. Broforce was pretty cute. Broforce was pretty cute. But do I like this? No. Overwatch is getting bumped up. Fall Guys. I had quite an affinity for Fall Guys when it first came out, but ultimately I stopped playing it. I got bored. Slime Rancher. No, I have played Slime Rancher. I was getting ready to put it down there. It's cute. It's cute or whatever, I guess. Stick Fight. Yeah. Stick Fight's fun. I like Stick Fight. Polybridge. Is that where you build bridges? I'm not quite for sure what that is, so I'm gonna leave it in there. 60 seconds. Never heard of it. Kerbal Space Program. I've never played it, but I know what it is. Don't Starve. I have played it. I didn't like it. I have trouble getting into survival type games like that. Doki Doki Literature Club fucks. Doki Doki Literature Club is amazing. But do I like... I guess Overwatch is getting bumped up. Let's see what we got here. Among Us. I've played a lot of Among Us. I don't like the direction they're taking with it. I had fun playing it, but it's a concept now that's just overdone. I'm not a big fan of it anymore. Henry Stickmin Collection was not for me. I'm sure it's good. Sure. But I'm above it. I'm sorry. Is that Bit Trip Runner? I've never played it, but I've wanted to. It looks very fun. Crypt of the Necro Dancer. No, ma'am, never played it. I've always wanted to play Duck Game, and I haven't had a chance to. Forager. I've never heard of it. Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. Rage games, like, it's one thing to make a game hard for the sake of being hard, and it's another to make a rage game. They're similar, but like, and the overlap, they overlap, but the overlap doesn't make them the same thing. I'm not playing Bennett Foddy's games. Gris, never heard of it. Guacamelee, never heard of it. Bitch, you already know. Okay, Journey. I've always wanted to play Journey. Keep Talking. Oh, Keep Talking and No One Explodes. Never played it. Limbo. I have played Limbo. Limbo is really good. I like Limbo quite a bit. Let's see. Plague Incorporated Evolved. I've played a lot of Plague Incorporated. I really enjoy Plague Incorporated. Slender. I remember when that game dropped. I'm absolutely putting that in at least a B tier. Slender was funny. Slender was very funny. In fact, I doubt you'll ever be able to find it, and if you do, you're a fucking psychopath. But my friend Nicole and I have tried to make playthroughs of Slender, like way back in the day when it was popular. We were just children. I was living in the house I grew up in at the time. It was very funny, very cute for kids. Surgeon Sim. I've played a lot of Surgeon Sim with my sister. Surgeon Sim is fucking banger. Let's see. I don't know what Ben and Ed is. I know what this is. I don't know how to pronounce it though. I've never played it. Jackbox is elite. I'm putting Jackbox in an S. Sorry, be mad about it, but Just Shapes and Beats. I would like to give that a try because I like rhythm games. Phasmophobia. Phasmophobia is going in A. Phasmo is going in A. I've had so much fun playing Phasmo. It's such a good game. Hades. I like Hades. I like Hades quite a bit. I'll put Hades in B. Skullgirls, I've never played it, but I would like to give it a shot. I've heard it's very fun. I've never heard of Katana Zero, never heard of Pummel Party. And of course, Friday Night Funkin' is very last. I love rhythm games, but this is one that I haven't played yet. I've watched YouTube video after YouTube video after YouTube video about mods for this game, believe it or not. Some of my personal favorites are the original Starving Artist. I liked Witty. I liked Witty a lot. There was one released about Madness Combat that had Tricky to introduce Tricky, and I grew up watching the Madness Combat series, so that mod was a really nice, like, little nod to a piece of internet history. I like that one quite a bit. The music in it is great. It was like a lullaby, an FNF lullaby. It had like Hypno. It was Pokemon creepypasta themed, and it was fully fleshed out. And then it got canceled. And the music in that was pretty top tier. And then lastly, they've got an NES Godzilla mod that I really like. I really enjoyed it. The music in that was also great on top of the art and animation. So it's not that I don't know of it. It's just not one that I've personally played. It's one that I would like to play though. How many of these, I know it said over 450, but how many of these do you think there actually are? Well, if you've made it this far, you're a fucking trooper. Thank you. But this is my tier list of my favorite video games. So I'll read it from start to finish. And if you want to follow, you can. If not, I'll see you later. Thanks for watching. So in S tier, we have Super Mario Strikers, Luigi's Mansion, the Yoshi games, Rhythm Heaven, Nintendo, Super Smash Brothers, Mario and Sonic, the Olympic Winter Games, Olympic Games. The Winter Games sucked. Super Monkey Ball, Dig Dug, Galaga, Minecraft, Little Big Planet, Rampage, Portal, Left 4 Dead, Spore, Club Penguin, Tetris, Roblox, Overwatch, Happy Wheels, and the Jackbox Party Pack. In A tier, we have Super Mario series, we have the Paper Mario series, Mario Golf, Mario and Luigi series, Kirby, Pokemon, Brain Age, Wii Sports specifically, Clubhouse 51, Okami, Pac-Man, Tekken, Life is Strange series, Super Mario RPG, Q*bert, Minecraft Dungeons, Wolfenstein, Far Cry, Guitar Hero, Scribblenauts, Undertale, the Lego Star Wars games specifically, Rock Band, Peggle, Zuma, Borderlands, Borderlands 2 specifically if I have to drop it, Red Dead Redemption, Civilization, Civ 5 specifically, Fruit Ninja, Doki Doki Literature Club, that's Heavy Rain next to it, Telltale's The Walking Dead specifically, Ark Survival Evolved, Stardew Valley, Surgeon Simulator, and Phasmophobia. Next, we have Mario Kart, Dr. Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, Animal Crossing, Duck Hunt, Me, Puyo Puyo, Street Fighter, Little Nightmares, Namco Museum, Dragon Ball Z Budokai, Space Invaders, Halo, Fable, Zoo Tycoon, Banjo-Kazooie, Conquer, Viva Pinata, Doom, Fallout, The Evil Within, Uncharted, The Last of Us, Watch Dogs, Trials, Uno, Crash, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, Diablo 3, the Tony Hawk games, Mortal Kombat, Team Fortress 2, Plants vs. Zombies, Sims, Need for Speed, Dead Space, the Skate games, A Way Out, Grand Theft Auto, LA Noire, The Witcher, Pong, Breakout, Asteroids, Centipede, Beyond Two Souls, Angry, Battle of Bikini Bottom, Snake, Five Nights at Freddy's, Terraria, Gang Beasts, Human Fall Flat, Octodad, Broforce, Fall Guys, Stick Fight the Game, Limbo, Plague Inc. Involved, Slender, and Hades. In C tier, we have Mario Party, Super Mario Maker, Donkey Kong, WarioWare, Pokemon Stadium, the new Pokemon Snap, Pokemon Go, Pikmin, Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival, Punch-Out, Splatoon, Excitebike, Game & Watch, Art Academy, Sonic the Hedgehog series, Mega Man, Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Pac-Land, Tomb Raider, Just Cuz, Bubble Bobble, Gex, Silent Hill, Frogger, Gears of War. I'm pretty sure that's Gears of War, isn't it? Yes, it's Gears of War. Minesweeper, if I haven't said it already. Perfect Dark, GoldenEye, Infamous, Until Dawn, Assassin's Creed, Hungry Shark, Monopoly, Call of Duty, Half-Life, Battlefield, Bioshock, Fortnite, Star Wars Force Unleashed, Beat Saber, and Slime Rancher. Next, we have, in our D tier, Mario Tennis, Captain Toad, Metroid, Detective Pikachu, Balloon Fight, Monster Hunter, Dead Rising, Dragon Ball Xenoverse, Dragon Ball Fighter Z, Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Forza, State of Decay. Next to it was Destiny, Solitaire, Skyrim, Just Dance, the Splinter Cell series, Apex, Hearthstone, Injustice, NBA 2K, Goat Sim, Geometry Dash, and Among Us. Next in our E tier, we have Wario Land, Star Fox, F-Zero, Sonic Racing, Sonic Riders, Ghosts and Goblins, Soul Calibur, Don't Starve, Dragon Quest, Bomberman, Dance Dance Revolution, Gauntlet, Counter-Strike, Payday, and Battlegrounds. In F tier, we have Diddy Kong Racing, I think that's Fire Emblem next to it, it is, King Icarus, Xenoblade Chronicles, Sonic Boom, Daytona USA, Football Manager, Marvel vs. Capcom, Dark Souls, Rocket League, Final Fantasy, Cuphead, Paladins, Smite, Clash of Clans, The Forest, Agar.io, Farming Simulator, and Slither.io. And this gargantuan fucking list of games that I've never played. Oh my god. Mario Super Sluggers, Mario Sports Mix, Super Princess Peach, Donkey Konga, Donkey Kong Barrel Blast, Mario and Donkey Kong, Link's Crossbow Training, Warriors, Metroid Prime Pinball, Kirby Air Ride, Mother, Ice Climbers, Arms, Chibi Robo, Golden Sun, Advance Wars, Pilot Wings, Snipper Clips, Nintendo Land, 1-2 Switch, Nintendo Labo, Astral Chain, Wonderful 101, Bayonetta, Sonic Storybook Series, Sonic Spinball, Sonic Battle, The Night Series, Net Set Radio, Crazy Taxi, Streets of Rage, Alex Kidd, Golden Axe, Outrun, Yakuza, Shenmue is next to Yakuza, Fantasy Star, Venture Fighter, Samba de Amigo, Panzer Dragon, Space Channel 5, House of the Dead, Skies of Arcadia, Billy Hatcher, Choo Choo Rocket, Fantasy Zone, Bonanza Bros, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona games, the Catherine games, Castle of Illusion, most Disney titles on here, Alien Isolation, or the Alien series, Project Diva, Mega Man X, Mega Man Legends, Mega Man Battle Network, is that what it's called? Mega Man Star Force, Ace Attorney, Darkstalkers, Stripers, Striders, something, Bionic, something, Final Fight, V. Joe, I guess, Captain Commando, Dino Crisis, Captain Tsubasa, DuckTales, Pac-Man World, Katamari games, I don't know, Democracy, the Digimon games, Klonoa, the Tales of series, Monosaga, whatever, Naruto game, Jump Force, Story of Seasons, Tsum Tsum, whatever that is, Chocobo's Mystery Dungeon, Dragon Quest Builders, Kingdom Hearts games, the Nier games, Chrono Trigger, Age of Empires, Trails of Mana, Bravely Default, Octopath Traveler, Balan Wonderworld, the Avengers games, Contra, Pez. What is Pez again? Oh, that's soccer. The Ninja Turtles arcade game, Flight Simulator, the Kinect games, Crackdown, Blinks, Hexed, Grounded, Minecraft Earth, Ori the Blind Forest, or And the Blind Forest, Sunset Overdrive, Super Lucky's Tale. What is that again? Hellblade, The Outer Worlds, Battletoads, Killer Instinct, Sea of Thieves, the Rare Replay games, Elder Scrolls, Rage, Starfield, we'll never play it, don't convince me. Quake, Prey, God of War, Ratchet & Clank, Gran Turismo, Medieval, Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Gravity Rush, Knack, Ico, Shadow of the Colossus, The Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn, Tearaway, Days Gone, Astrobot Rescue Mission, What Are You? That is Demon Souls, Fat Princess, whatever that is, Dreams, Ghost of Tsushima, Spider-Man, Rayman, Rabbids, Burnout, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Anno, Beyond Good and Evil, Prince of Persia, The Crew, Brawlhalla, South Park Stick, True, Skylanders, World of Warcraft, StarCraft, Heroes of the Storm, Pitfall, Candy Crush, Ultimate Alliance, Batman Arkham, DC Universe, Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad, Gotham City, Imposters, Shadow of Mordor, Hitman series, the Midway arcade game, Spy Hunter, Defender, Paperboy, Robotron, Joust, Syndicate. What is next to Syndicate, you ask? It's Star Wars Battlefront, I reply. Super Sprint, Dota 2, SimCity, FIFA, Madden, Mass Effect, Titanfall, XCOM, Enemy Unknown, or any of the XCOM games. Unravel, Command & Conquer, the SSX games, they're snowboarding for those who didn't know. Mirror's Edge, Rocket Arena, Bully, Mafia, Max Payne, the wrestling games, Dragon City, something to do with fighters, I can't read that small of a text. Fatal Fury, Metal Slug, the Neo Geo games, I'm assuming I never had a Neo Geo. Capcom vs SNK, Cyberpunk, also will never play, don't convince me. League of Legends will never play, don't convince me. Valorant, stop begging me to play it. Detroit Become Human, Epic Mickey, Disney's Infinity, Disney Universe, Rogue Company, Professor Layton, Inuzama 11, Yokai Watch, Monkey Island, Grim Fandango, Sam & Max Hit the Road, Clash Royale, Brawl Stars, Jetpack Joyride, Outlast, City Skylines. What is next to City Skylines, you ask? It is Death Stranding, I reply. Ninjala, No Man's Sky, Planet Coaster, VR Chat, We Happy Few, World of Tanks, Worms, Control, Sekiro, Trunker, Shovel Knight, Shantae, I think that's it. I think that's how you pronounce that. Super Something Bros, or Something Boy, The Binding of Isaac, Celeste, Cave Story, Hollow Knight, Untitled Goose Game, A Hat in Time, Fez, Yooka-Laylee, Ultimate Chicken Horse, Spelunky, Move or Die, 60 Seconds, Super Hot, Bendy and the Ink Machine, Battle Block Theater, Castle Crashers, Kerbal Space Program, The Henry Stickmin Collection, Hello Neighbor, Rivals of the Ether, Overcooked, End of the Gungeon, Poly Bridge, that's Bit Trip Runner, Crypto the Necro Dancer, Duck Game, Forager, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. What's next to Bennett Foddy? It says Iris, I'm pretty sure. Guacamelee, Journey, whatever that is. Keep Talking and Nobody Dies, or Explodes, Ben and Ed, Just Shapes and Beats, Skullgirls, Katana Zero, Pummel Party, and finally, Friday Night Funkin'. My fucking god, that was a mouthful. Anyway, this was my tier list in its entirety. Sorry to make you sit through the rundown. That was a lot. But if you've made it this far, thank you for watching. If you'd like, subscribe today and ring the dinner bell for notifications next time I go live or next time there's a new upload. You can find all of my socials in the description below, as well as the socials of some of my friends who may watch this, because they're also content creators and you should absolutely go follow them. They're a blast. They're much funnier than I am, much more creative than I am. Anywho, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for sticking around. It was good to see you again, and I'll see you next time. Hey there, thanks again for watching my video. If you'd like, you can select the link to my right to subscribe today, or if you're looking for more Xander content, you can select the links to the left of me to watch even more of my videos. Or if you'd like to keep in touch, you can check out the links below and find me on all your other favorite social platforms. And with that, it was great to see you again. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next time.